Hello friends and welcome to the channel. In this video I would like to go over the glamours that I've been using throughout 2022 as we're approaching the new year, and this video has been requested a few times, so why not? I'd like to begin with a few pieces that I use throughout my glamours. The first one would be the demonic horns, which are from the Mog Station, and they are part of the demonic attire set. So if you are interested in the demonic horns and how to get them, that is how you get those. As for the earrings, these are the Baron earrings, and they cannot be obtained anymore. They were from a Heavensward pre-order, so if you are wondering how you get them, unfortunately they are unobtainable now. I then also use the street handwear gloves quite often. I like how they look. I like the nails on them and the one glove and the chains on the other hand, and you can get these from the Mog Station 2, and they are part of the streetwear attire set. And finally, something that I use quite often is the 2B set, mostly the leggings, and these can be acquired from the copied factory. The last boss will drop 2 or 3 of these chests and you can roll on them. Most people already have these or don't bother rolling on them, so if you are after this, it's pretty easy to get the full set. I'm quite partial to the 2B leggings for reasons, so that's why I use them on quite a few of my glamours. Anyway, that is most of the glamours that I use across my roles. Let's go into the roles themselves. If I forgot any glamours, then obviously they'll be covered in this part anyway, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Let's begin with my tank glamours, and my most favorite one is the one I use with the Omega chest of fending, the street handwear, the 2B legs, and the Yorha Type 55 Fire Boots Offending. Now, the Omega chest piece can be obtained from O12S or O12 normal if you just want a non-dyeable version. It's pretty easy to get together a few people and just smash O12S out. There are a few guides here on YouTube to help you understand the mechanics, but you could honestly grab 4 players and you could just smash that out, do a few runs, 4 runs, 1 for each player, and that would be a very easy way to obtain this chest piece. So it's not too hard. Maybe get some friends together if you are after this chest piece. I would say it's well worth it. It's one of my favorite tank chest pieces in the game, so if you do like what I wear, then that's how you get that. As for the fire boots are from the tower at Paradigma's Breach. I think I'm saying that right. And these are the tank boots that drop from this raid. I can't exactly recall which boss, but just go through them, queue as a tank. Eventually they'll drop, and being the only tank in the party, they're guaranteed to be yours. So if you're after those fire boots as well, they are guaranteed to be yours. Now, I could just use the standard 2B boots, but I feel like these ones have a bit more of a slick feeling to them, and I think they just make the glamour look a lot better overall. As for the 2B leggings, I like how practical the Omega tank piece looks, but I do like to have a little bit more of a impractical look to it as well. And then I also wear the street handwear because I just feel like it matches well with the top actually, and it just goes all well together in my opinion. So that's why I use the street handwear with all of this together. I just think it really melts well together, and I'm quite proud of it. I'm quite happy with it. It's probably my most favorite glamour that I've made. Moving on to another tank glamour that I used to use is this Aglia set glamour. Now, the glamour is pretty simple. It's mostly the entire set from Aglia. So if you do want this set, this is the tank set from Aglia, so you just have to run this a few times. I don't know if it's on a weekly lockout anymore. I don't think it is, so just go and run that, get the tank pieces. The only pieces that I don't use from the set are the helmet and the leggings. I of course use the demonic headpiece, and I use the 2B leggings as well. I think they look really good with this glamour. It kind of makes the Valkyrie set go really well together, so I do like this set. I'm a big fan of it. I don't use it anymore because I do like my Omega tank set, but it is another really cool one that I've enjoyed throughout the year. And one final set that I've enjoyed on tank is the Asod Deus chest piece offending here. Most of this is the same from my Omega set. The only difference is I am using the Far Eastern noble armlets here, which is part of the Far Eastern garb for women. So if that's what you're interested in, if you like those, then that's how you can get those gloves. As for the chest piece, the chest piece is from P4S or P4 normal mode if you'd want the undyeable version. Still a bit of a pain to get if you don't really have much experience with the raid tier, if you are after the dyeable version that is, but with the high item level we currently have, you can kind of make the fight a joke but it will still take at least 8 players to get through this, and you're still going to have to kind of understand the mechanics a lot more than you would have to if you were to do O12S to get the Omega Tank chest, or Fending, for example. So it would be a little bit more difficult to get, but I am a big fan of this Glamour. I think it just looks really good. It's not very tanky, but like it has a certain elegance to it, and I'm just quite a fan of it, so maybe one day I'll go back to it. But again, I'm sticking with the Omega Tank chest for now. But yeah, this is another one that I've used throughout the year on tank. Now, the rest of the roles won't be as in-depth because obviously I have more of a passion for tanking than I do any other role, but I have a few glams here and there for my other roles. We'll start with the healers. Nothing too creative with healers, and this is honestly mostly the same as my tank set that I just showed off. Instead, it's the healing chest piece from Asod Deus, and it just has the standard 2B boots. Now, I haven't really thought too much about it. I just thought, you know what, it shows some fire. And honestly, that's all I needed. So yeah, that's why I'm using this one. Nothing too much to it. It's also got that elegance to it, just like with the tank chest. So that's kind of why I'm going with this. But yeah, I haven't thought too much about it, so don't expect too much of an in-depth look into my head for this one. Next, we have my maiming set. Now, this is pretty much the same as my tank set, with the Omega Tank chest of Fending. It's just the Omega chest of maiming instead. And it pretty much looks identical to my tank one. Everything is the same, but it's just the maiming alternatives. So the fire boots are exactly the same. They're from the Paradigma's Breach, and the chest piece is also the same from O12S. So if you are after this set, that's how you do it, just like with the tank set. Again, I just like this set and how it looks, so I thought, well, if I can replicate this set from my tank to my Draon and Reaper, I thought, why not? So that's why I kind of went with this. Now, my ninja set, I have 2 ninja sets. I have this ninja set, which is using the Alexandrian coat of scouting. Now, this is incredibly easy to get. Just go into A12S as any job, really. I could do it on my tanks. I've done it on DPS before, and just kill Alexander, just kill ads when they spawn, and then you'll get a coffer, and then you can get whatever chest you want. So if you're after this chest, really easy to get. You can do it solo, so no problem there. The gloves are the street handwear gloves yet again. The legs are the ninja legs, the level 50 artifact legs actually, and you can get this from going to any major city, going to the Calamity Salvager, and buying the ninja legs from job-specific awards, and from there on out. Now, I dyed it blue as well because, you know, I dye everything blue. You don't have to dye everything blue, of course, but I like to dye everything blue. And to do this, I went to the market board to get the ninja augmentations. Now, if you're after the ninja augmentations, you can do what I do, which is go to the market board and buy it yourself, or you can craft it with a few of the materials that it requires. I think these materials are obtained through some of the Around Reborn dungeons. I'm not sure, but here's the ingredients. So if you do know, go for it. I'm not a crafter, so it beats me. The boots are simply the 2B boots as well, but I think really the main parts here is Alexandrian coat of scouting and the ninja leggings. I think they're kind of the 2 main pieces. I think with the gloves and the boots, you can kind of mix and match, choose whatever you want. I think for the most part, those 2 core pieces are the most important. And I kind of like this set. I used it when I mained ninja back in the end of Heaven's Ward, and I kind of just wanted to go back to it. It's been a bit of a mainstay for quite some time, so I'm a big fan of this one. I do have another ninja glamour here, and this one is using the Mangek book. I'm probably saying that really wrong, so I apologize. But this one is kind of cool. I like the daggers on the arm. I like the design on the dress. It's just kind of cool to me. I like it, and I think it really fits ninja as a whole, so I am a big fan of this. I also use the 2B leggings, like always. I'm using the Eastern Noble armlets, and I'm using these Expeditioner fire boots here. And I use these boots because they also have a dagger on the thigh here, and I think that just puts the glamour really well together in my opinion, because you've got daggers on your arm, you've got a dagger on your thigh, and you've also got your main hand daggers as well. So I think overall I like this for ninja. I think it suits it really well. It's what I've been using recently, so big fan of this one. Now, how you get the chest piece is from the Mog Station again. I'm sorry about all the Mog Station glamours, but it is the way it is. And this one is called the Mangek or Mangek attire. and that's how you get the chest piece. Next up, we have my monk and samurai one. Now, I don't actually play monk like at all. I don't really like the job. It's a bit too big brain for me, and my brain is not big, so I play samurai instead, which is a bit more easy on my smooth brain. So for that reason alone, I have a glamour that is way more suited to samurai and doesn't actually work on my monk, so my monk's glamour is just not a thing. So instead I have this samurai glamour. It's pretty simple. I have the level 90 artifact gear actually from old Shalia, and I'm using the chest piece from that and the boots. As for the gloves, they are the street handwear, and the leggings are the 2B5 boots. Now, it almost works as a dress, the chest piece, but it is a little bit short, so do be wary of that. But overall, I do kind of just dig this design. I think the chest piece is just really slick, so I really did just want to use it. But overall, there isn't a lot more thought put into this glamour. It's just I wanted to look like a samurai, and yeah, it looks like a samurai. And I don't really like the Ronin look of samurai with the previous artifact gears, so for this one, it looks like you're an actual samurai or retainer. It looks really cool in my opinion, so that's kind of why I went with this one. It looks a bit more of a noble samurai rather than a Ronin one, which is what I'm more partial towards. Next, we have my physical ranged glamour. Now, I cannot pronounce this, and I'm not going to attempt it, but you can see here on screen the chest piece that I'm using. Alternatively, it's also the Neo-ish Guardian chest piece of aiming as well, so if you're after an alternative, there is two pieces to this. They look slightly different, have slightly different texture effects to them, but for the most part, they are using the same model. The gloves are the street handwear again. The leggings are again 2B leggings, and the boots are the Expeditioner's 5 boots, just like with my ninja glamour, and I just like these because they kind of go well with the aiming set, having a dagger on the thigh. I like it. I don't know. There's not too much thought to it. I just really liked this chest piece, and I really wanted to make it work with what the game currently has at its disposal for glamours, so that's kind of why I went with this one. And that's pretty much all the glamours that I use on physical range. There isn't too much more to it than that. But yeah, not too much thought on this one, just kind of did it for fun. And then finally, we have my caster's glamour. Now again, this isn't too much to it. I'm using the Eastern Solicitate Chenogasm. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. Okay, but you can get this from the Mog Station. It's the Eastern Solicitate attire. Again, probably not saying that right, but whatever. Other than that, I'm using the 2B leggings, I'm using the 2B boots, and I'm using the Eastern Garb armlets as well. Now, I just wanted an Eastern-inspired glamour for my casters, and I also wanted to wear a dress for my casters because I thought, well, if I'm a caster, I may as well use that excuse to wear a dress, so that's why I'm doing that. So there isn't too much thought to this other than that. And that is honestly pretty much it. I don't know if you guys thought I put too much thought into my glamours, but I really don't. I kind of just put together what I feel looks nice and just go from there. This video is probably on a little bit of the longer side because, I'll be honest, it's completely unscripted. I haven't scripted this a single bit, and I script most of my videos now, so it's been a while since I've just gone off on an unscripted video and done this. I don't particularly care if it does too well. I've just made it for the request and just to keep you guys in the loop that I am still making content, obviously. I have took a bit of a break from Final Fantasy until probably 6.3. I'll still be making content on this channel. I have a few interesting topics to cover and whatnot, but I am pretty much on hiatus from Final Fantasy for a while now because there's not really much content to do on the game, so I've been playing other games. And if you are interested in that, I do stream on Twitch quite regularly, so you can check that out. It's in the description below. Just thought it'd be nice to just kind of have this video like this, kind of chill out, talk about glamours, whatever, as per requested. Now, I don't really have a planned outro because, as I've said, this is completely unscripted, so I now have a few other ways to support me if you would like to check those out. Of course, you can also check out the socials like the Twitch, the Twitter, the Discord, all that kind of stuff. Would really appreciate if you did check any of those out. I also have a few monetized ways to support me if that's what you're interested in. You can become a channel member. You can become a Patreon member now. You can support me on Ko-fi. You can go onto my Twitch and subscribe, whatever you want to do. Obviously, no pressure. Either way, if you want to support me extra, you can. The option is there. So if that's what you decide to do, I would very much appreciate it. Also, if you do decide to support me on YouTube or Patreon, then your name will be credited at the end of a video like this. With all that said and done, I shall see you guys in the next one. So thanks a lot for watching. Really appreciate your time and take it easy. See you in the next one. Goodbye.